talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get your inspiration. Go and sit back and unwind, sipping on your coldest glass of wine. This the home of girl bosses and the warriors. Went from tragedy to triumph and it's glorious. Ain't no question if they ask, they got that fire. This the podcast that came to Aspire. Welcome to Aspire Podcast, home of the real. Real talk, real people, real stories. Give it up one time for y'all hosts, Sujay.
Hey guys, it's Jay, and we have a new episode of Aspired Podcast. I got a special guest. I want you to introduce yourself. Let's go. What's your name?
Thank you, Jay, for having me. My name is I Am D-Rock. I am a DJ, host, and radio personality here in Orlando, Florida.
That was so professional.
Hey, I'm
way professional.
I'm a bit seasoned. I'm a bit
seasoned. He got a little salt and pepper in there. I don't, so I'm just rough with it. But I want to thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
He is like so well known in Orlando and everywhere.
Stop.
I'm just speaking truth. Like, there's people that I know that I'm like, how do you know him? Like, who doesn't know you? But I'm just gonna get it started. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. What is the reason that you started DJing?
Man, it's the culture. I love music, every genre of music, anywhere from hip hop, R&B, of course, reggae, side to side. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean,
were you a little guy, like young? I am D-Rock over here, like.
Well, living in New York City as a youngster, living on the block and South Bronx, of course.
That's where my family's from. So.
Where home of hip hop was made. When I was there, I got to see everybody on my block break dancing, playing basketball.
It's the break dancing.
And I just got hooked after that. That was it.
What's your first love? Was it like hip hop? Was it?
Nah, basketball was my first love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm learning something. Basketball was your first love. What made you? You got involved, but what made you want to DJ?
After I moved from New York to Florida in mid-90s, I came out here, stayed with family, and then
in the mid-90s too.
Came with family, and then they said, God bless his soul, my older stepbrother at the time, Steven, he was like, my mom was like, yo, go with them to Florida, see how it is. And obviously at the time we grew up where the crack era was bad. So my mom was like, go out there. I went out there with my brother Steven and his wife at the time, and came out here, and she was like, how was it? I was like, it's all right. Next thing you know, 3 months later, the whole family packed up when we moved to Florida.
That's kind of what happened to me.
Yeah.
Except it was like my mom and her then husband, and they came for a visit, and then it was like, oh, we're moving to Florida.
Yep.
Like,
and I've been here ever since. And then when I moved out here, obviously I went on and off. I was doing bad because I wanted to stay in New York. Then I was like, all right, well, I got to graduate high school at least. Graduated from high school out here. I moved to Deltona first.
Young.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Deltona first, and then after that I gravitated towards Altamont, then Orlando area. And then now
you met somebody that was in the music game, and you were just like, or it was a way to like keep busy from the streets.
Believe it or not, what made me get more intrigued was more when I was like going to like the all ages spots.
What spot you went to? I gotta know.
Right here, JJ Whispers. All the young spots. You know what I mean? So like when I finally got.
Were you a Roxy's kid?
Roxy's I did Friday night was banging.
Friday nights.
Tuesday was Latin night, so it was definitely shaking.
Okay.
Couple good nights that was there. It was good. But that's what actually got me into music more so with DJing, because when I was listening to it, I was like, damn, what if I was up there? And then obviously my idols like Kid Capri, I mean the list goes on and on. Doo-Wop, that's to have him.
I hear Doo-Wop all the time, right?
He's like one of my guys that I look up in the game. So for me to do shows with him or link up with him, it's always a pleasure. But you got a lot of talented DJs here in Orlando, and I could honestly say this. I could put Orlando DJs versus any state because we're that diverse.
It's the diversity for me.
Definitely.
Because you go to New York, even when I go now, I'm like, they could play a little more of this. Like, you know, they keep it the same rhythm, the same music. There's no like, I love this. Take me on a roller coaster ride.
Going down memory lane.
And lead me somewhere, you know? But I will say there's great DJs. I can't lie because I go to New York or I go to other states and I'm like, But it's the New Yorkers are coming here and getting more flavor from different types of DJs, different music, different genres, and then it's like a whole thing.
There's a lot of New Yorkers out here too.
I'm so
it
sorry for y'all people.
Makes me
we
feel good.
Out here. We're out here. I'm gonna ask you more questions. You became a whole personality and persona. Do you think that it's true to who you are, or is an assumption? Damn, that was a good one.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Because I feel like I could answer my perspective. It might be a persona, assumptions, but you go ahead.
For me, it's just who I am as a person. How you see me now here in podcast, or if you see me out, same person.
I think it's the same person. What I think people assume, like you're just this larger than life guy and you don't have like no real personal nothing. Like people see, I know because I probably assumed it a little bit at first, like, oh, there's this personality but there's nothing behind it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people see you as the fun guy but not necessarily the business guy or whatever, but I think you're all of those.
I appreciate it. Yeah. But it does you get the I take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have some people that would say this, that, and the third, or whatever the case is. It's just the nature of the business. You know what I mean? So I don't pay attention to that. And what I pay attention to is who's in my corner, what I love doing, and how I'm going to grow from this. You know what I mean?
And do you think that you love the game, like the nature of the game, right? Does it outweigh the good when you think about all the bad stuff that comes with being well known or being a persona or being, you know, like some talented guy? Because I feel like with me on the podcast, people assume who I am. Like, yes, I'm fun, I'm this, but like because they watch me, they already know me. So like, do you feel like people think they know you based on?
I would say a majority of people do. They do know me.
You are smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I think people assume like, oh, he's just that crazy guy. That, you know what I'm saying? But
that's it, and that goes back to what you said. The key word is assumption. Mm-hmm. You know, they're gonna assume. Like,
I always say assume because it's not like unless they know, they don't know. You know.
Right.
For me, it's always like, oh, then I know you. You come up to me. Oh, I know you. You're like, do this and you're this and. Honey, you don't know me until you really meet me, because there's different facets. Like you could be the fun guy, the outgoing guy, but then you could have he's my fellow Leo guy too. So,
yeah.
He's made me think.
Leo.
Listen, I'm okay. So my old co-host was like huge on horoscopes and all of that, and I was like, girl, please, like, you know. But you've made me believe in them. Like there's certain things that I'm like, yo, that's so true. And now I'm like, I'm a Leo through and through, I guess.
Nah, astrology, I that's intriguing. Astrology is intriguing. Horoscopes are intriguing. But nothing like a Leo though.
I mean, we are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
We are.
We're outgoing. We're true to ourselves.
That's right.
Like you get what you get with us, kind of thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna ask you more questions. Let's go. What type of music brings you back to your childhood?
We just talked about it. I mean,
we did.
It's gonna be definitely 80s hip hop, 90s hip hop. 2000s is cool, but that golden era from 80s, 90s, I could hear that like it just came out yesterday.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I love that type of era. And then of course, as time goes with how music are these days, you just gotta grow with the times.
I thought you would tell me more like a free. I don't know. I took you as a freestyle.
Oh, for sure.
Or like old school reggae too. For me, brings me back. And we grew up. He might be a little older. Shh. I'm throwing shade, but he might be a little older, just slightly. But like same era, and like I have cousins your age, and so like I was really close to them growing up, and it was always like the old freestyle. Like for me, even like, I mean, salsa was really big.
No, Latin freestyle is part of my blood. That's for sure. New Jack R&B swing is part of my blood.
That's interesting.
Old school
Okay.
reggae is. I mean, it's just so much like that. I could listen to
New
something.
York was
and
so
go,
eclectic in the
Oh,
80s
1,000%.
and 90s. Like, it was the best.
You know what was so
Yeah.
that what part of New York that was super diverse? Because on my block was a lot of blacks and Latinos where we grew up at. But if you go to the village, that's where you see diverse. You see white people, you see Spanish people.
I go to the village now because I like their food.
Yeah.
They got a Mexican spot. I can't even tell you exactly where, but I could take you. And you what I like about that area is that even to this day, there's so many different, like you could just run into any type of person. And the music scene over there is so much fun.
Yeah, man, it's like that music is timeless. I mean, we still with the guys that I run with now, my guy Jay Johnson, DJ Caesar, Livewire. We have
Shout out.
big shout out to them. Those are my guys, my family for life. And we have what we call a Live at the Barbecue event, which is coming up the end of this month.
I ask you about that because I might have to.
Pull up.
I might
Pull
have
up.
to.
I mean, hello.
I mean, it's outside, and you said barbecue.
Yes.
Like, I know there's music involved too, but you
Yes.
said barbecue.
Yes.
So is there food?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a vendor there,
Okay.
but it's a cooler party, meaning that you could fill up your cooler with whatever wine or alcohol that you like, whiskey, you know, whatever you like, you know what I mean, and pull up with some chairs, have a good time with your people, and you're gonna have a
outdoors?
memory
Where's
time.
it at?
Yeah, it's at the Nash.
Okay. I've
Nash.
never been there, but I hear.
But I'll tell you what though, when you step foot in that building, even though it's outside, it's a reminder that you're kind of like in Wynwood in Miami, if you will.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's pretty dope. They got artwork there. Street artwork is dope. You have
I'm a sucker
couple
for
food vendors.
art, so
Yeah,
all
food
the arts,
vendors,
yeah.
drinks.
Food is art.
Well, yes, of course it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
I was
it
like,
is.
food is art.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
it's gonna
Hey,
be fun.
the Nash, the 31st.
August 31st, 2024,
August 31st.
6 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. DJ
Wanna
lineup
see
is star-studded.
This face.
Yep.
You know, let's go.
It's gonna be a hell of a
He
time.
said
Get your tickets early
You
for
said
sure.
Star-studded.
Star-studded event, of course. We
Yeah.
got
I'm gonna be there.
we got DJ Big Ed. My brother's gonna be opening up the event.
So it's like live, like DJ.
Live DJs.
Is there performing?
Nobody's
no,
performing,
just
but
DJing.
you'll have myself hosting alongside my brother Jay Johnson.
So maybe we shouldn't go. No, I'm just.
You're gonna miss the end of summer vibes.
Yeah.
You gotta pull up. It's gonna be a great
I
time.
I had a rough summer. Like, I really need outside time.
That's gonna be a breath of
Outside
fresh
time.
air. You definitely
Okay.
need to pull up.
I'm
Yep.
gonna go. Don't tell me nothing. Oh, well, we kind of talked about this, but what do you think about the Orlando music scene? Not just DJing, but like in general, like just the vibe of the music, artists. There's a lot of local artists.
A lot of local artists.
What do you think about it?
I just think it's growing, and I think it's more so what your cup of tea is.
Okay.
You know, you'll have different genres of music, whether if it's, pop music,
I mean, we have
trap
EDC
music, whatever
at
the
this
kid. Yeah,
point, too.
EDC, exactly.
Yeah, all of that.
So
Yeah.
whatever it's just that much of a melting pot out here. You just could find anything that you like as far as
I
music scene is
feel-
concerned.
And this is gonna sound crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, but even almost more diverse than New York in terms of certain music.
Really?
Because you can go to a place and they can play all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in New York, although they play it, it's not at the same place. So you can go and get your fix for whatever type of music, but when you go to the clubs, like, it's usually a certain 2 or 3 different genres, but they don't go crazy outside the box.
Gotcha.
Do you agree?
That's fair to say.
I
That's fair
think
to say.
so too. I think so. I'm being fair. I just think like you can go to a place and there's DJs. I mean, I'll give it to Free Fall too. Like, he was on the show, friend to the show. Hey, Free
Shout out
Fall.
my man
It's
Free
like
Fall.
He also plays almost everything. So I think, it just depends. You have a tendency to, play certain genres, but you also go outside the box and play anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just like
DJs
playing
are
stuff.
different here.
Yeah. And like I said, we just talked about it. The DJs out here, when they're in their groove and they play stuff, that it's just, I'm like, damn, that's dope, So
I get inspired. I'm the person that goes to places knowing that there's going to be a DJ that's like fire. I like to be taken on a trip,
Mhm.
and I know almost every time I go somewhere that there's going to be something like that. But I do pay attention to the DJ. Not everybody is like, oh, I'm like, okay, who's this DJ? Because I want to know
Mhm.
so I can go somewhere where he's playing.
That's good.
But that's me.
What's your favorite genres of music?
My favorite genre. I feel like I don't have.
Like if you had to turn, like you go in your car, and you going for a long drive for like let's say a 2-hour drive.
It's probably like R&B, like
Okay.
80s, 90s R&B.
Okay.
Hip hop is that. But if I'm like in a Latina vibe, I'll play old school salsa, like all day. Classics. But
There
it
you
has
go.
to be classics, and because there's nothing like classic salsa.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing like it. I don't care who you are. You go in there, and I'm a singer. Dike, right? I said this, guys. All right, don't come at me with like, oh, let me hear you sing. I can't sing, but I'm a singer in my soul, and I'm over here like singing my heart out. But it's usually those are my top. Like if you go to my car right now, there's some hip hop playing right now. Like,
And you prefer? How do you prefer? Oh, well, let me ask you this: you prefer the golden era hip hop or today's hip hop? Yeah.
golden, like what? I'm sorry, today's hip hop, but there's only a few artists that I'm like, okay, I can listen to them. I'm not a big fan of
I believe
today's hip hop.
I believe for the most part it's coming back to lyricism. That's just my opinion.
Well, it needs to.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've heard some songs that I'm like, this is who wrote this?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not gonna lie, no hate, but I don't feel like there's a lot of lyricists out there now. Local artists, I mean, they hand their pen to their paper is ridiculous, but out there like big artists, I don't
Interesting.
think that lyricism is a thing anymore. Like it goes down to like, are you a poet?
Mm.
And I think like if you're a poet, you can be a rapper, but not the other way around.
Interesting. That's good to know. That's good to know.
We're not interviewing me, all right? What's the biggest misconception of music?
They just I don't know. Maybe
You do know.
nah.
It doesn't even have to be like public, just people in general. You don't think that people misunderstand you sometimes? We're Leos. Yes, they do.
I mean, it could be, but maybe I don't pay attention to it.
Do you not care what people...
I don't.
I don't care what people think of me either.
I don't.
Like, I truly don't care.
I don't.
But I think that people, even in your circle, I get easily misunderstood, so...
I think that when I was younger, yes, it did bother me. But as time goes, and I had to just pretty much do what felt good to me, meaning like working on my craft and just keep going the staying on that path that I want to do.
People are going to support you.
That's
the
it.
ones that don't are not your people.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you feel like you have become have you ever been a people pleaser?
I think before, yeah, but not so much now. But I used to be concerned of like looking
Image?
out for everybody, not image.
Oh, I'm still there.
You know what I mean?
I'm still there. Like, yeah, that's probably our biggest.
That's our Leo
thing.
trait.
I didn't know it was a Leo trait. I just thought, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I not? Like, if someone needs help, I have to help them. Like, no is not a trait that I have very often. I'm learning. I'm discerning better.
Yep, and that's something that you got to get accustomed to because
What the hell? It turned into like he's giving me advice. What do I need? But it's true. Like it's almost like. See, I got my studio manager talking in the back. This is not appropriate. This is not professional. I'm gonna talk to your manager. But you don't think you're misconstrued in any way at all? I find it hard to believe because I think
maybe
what you see is not all what you get with you.
Okay.
And that's a compliment. That's not in a bad way.
I appreciate it.
But you don't think that people think that?
They could, but like I said, I don't pay attention to
He
it.
said he don't give a damn. I'm going to keep going. That was a good one, though. Is legacy important to you? I ask a lot of people this, especially in the industry. Like, do you feel like you care to leave a legacy? And automatically people think kids. And I know you have kids, but like just in general, do you want to be remembered for something? And if so, what is it?
I definitely want to leave a mark in the game when it's all said and done. I just want to be, just known as that guy that has always been good energy, always gave 100% as best as what he can, perform with, whether if it's hosting parties, DJing parties, or just being on
I
air.
have to see that.
Yeah, so That's definitely one of the legacies I want to leave behind. As you know, when it's all said and done with the game. But
It's like a positive vibe. Like, oh,
Yeah.
did I impact that person in the best way I know how? Okay,
yep, 1000%.
that's a good legacy. At the end of the day, when people tell me I don't really care about legacy, I'm like, that's full. Like, you're full of shit at this point, because like I feel like everybody wants to be remembered for something, regardless of what it is.
Maybe if they did say that, whomever they are, maybe it's just more so like they just maybe be burnt out from it and they don't want to carry on with moving forward
Do you
what they
think
want
it's
to
like
do.
weight to carry when you want to leave something in this world?
I
agree with that, I
think so.
guess.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I feel like I only care about what I put into somebody, like what I left you with. Like,
Gotcha.
you know? So, okay. That might be a Leo trait too. I don't know. Okay, how does being a father impact your life? Or did it in the music, like when your kids were young? I know you have adult children, but when they were young and you were just doing this, how did it impact anything, if anything? I'm like,
They impacted because they actually were there when they were young, and even though like when I had to do certain events at nighttime or during the day, they knew like I had
it's
to
that balance.
balance. Yeah, balance
It's
is key.
hard. It's hard.
But now that they're older now, so
do they
they're
love like I am D-Rock?
they get to see it every now and then, maybe like in the early stages, but now they just kind of
So
doing
they're
their own
more
thing
like,
now.
okay.
Yeah. So,
And they're adults, so it's different.
yep.
I feel like my youngest is more like, yay, I saw you. Like I don't let them watch all my things, but like, oh, I saw you for a little bit, but my oldest is like, are you done?
And,
like
and
they think it's cool, but it's not something that they really pay attention to.
hopefully they'll reflect back and be like, you know what? If
Yeah.
they find their passion or what they want to do, if they even get into this field, they'd be like,
I think
Mom, let me
my
ask.
oldest, it's funny because both my kids are I don't know where they get their personality from, but they're both like goofy and they're both like very like their personality. Actually, my oldest and you remind me, or he reminds me of you, but because like it's like quiet until it's not. Like you can be quiet, like calm right now, and then you're just like bam, full of energy. I think he would be amazing at this. Like if he wanted to start a podcast, he has so much personality. It's
The
crazy.
only thing that you could do if he were to ask you, Mom, can you give me some pointers? Then you could talk to him about that. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't even force it on them.
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. I don't feel like forcing your kids. I don't know why people do it, but if they want to do it, they'll do it. I think it's just like, and I let them be their own men because I'm raising men. He's about to be a man. My son is 4 months away from being 18, so I'm gonna ask you for pointers. If you can go back and give yourself a piece of advice earlier than the lesson it took to learn that advice, what would it be?
I tell myself this all the time. What would it have been if I did this a way long time ago?
Like the DJing thing?
I
That's
tell
how I
myself and
feel.
I kick myself because don't get me wrong, I think what happened was for me, I was more so scared to take that leap of faith,
Same.
so then finally when I got that taste and I finally got to, do the radio show and I finally got to hear it on internet radio, doing party. And the party thing with the hosting and DJ, well, actually, no, the hosting I did first. And then I got into the DJing thing and then of course the radio. And then at that point I was just like telling myself, damn, where would I be right now if I did this instead of like just not taking that leap of faith, where would I be?
It's because fear gets you, right?
Yep.
So for me, I probably wanted to do this for like the last, I want to say truly 10 years. And it took like almost not being alive to do it. Like almost, going through a health scare, going through that to be like, well, what else do I got to lose? Like I could have died and not done it. Right. So for you, it was just like, if I could have done it earlier, but sometimes I think we weren't ready. And if we weren't ready, we weren't going to put our all into something. Like you're not going to put your effort into something that you don't think that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start believing in yourself, and that comes from literally age and lessons in life and just pure like, yo, I'm tired of not doing what I really know that I'm good at.
And in my situation, I actually had some good people that I could actually still count on to this day that gave me that
Shout out.
push.
Okay.
And they were just like, yo, just just do it, D. Like, I mean, failure happens to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What's the worst can do? You might not be.
You
doing
fall and
this.
get back
Yeah,
up.
Exactly. I'm pretty big on. Listen, this podcast took so much, and it's already lost so much. But at the same time, I'm like winning. Like I feel like I'm winning. I could have nobody watch this, and I'm still gonna do what I do.
There you go.
Like I'm still gonna do it. So,
because you have a passion for it,
Yeah.
as you should.
yeah. He says as you should.
As you should.
Now I want to play a game.
All right.
Okay. We never played. This is our first official game on the show. I be joking, but we don't be playing games. So it's a whole new segment called This or That. And I'm gonna play with you. So I'm gonna play with you. And let's see. Yo, I don't have wine, and this might look at my studio manager. Listen, let me shout out Ant. You see
Shout out, Ed.
you see his arms, you hear his voice and his laughter. But look
Look
like
at
I got
that.
a glass of wine.
Look at that.
Well, and don't feel it, Ant, because what you trying to do to me? Listen, this is live. It's real. So this or that. I'm gonna start. Let's go. Old school hip. Oh, you asked me this. So, but you know my answer, so I'm gonna ask you. Old school or new school?
I'm going old school, but I do love.
There's certain
I do
artists
love some of the
that
artists now
kill
that's
it.
out.
Like I know.
But if I had to choose, obviously I'm going with the golden era. Golden era.
Golden era of hip
80s,
hop.
90s. Forget about it. Forget about it.
He from Brooklyn now.
Forget about it. Come on.
Yo, all the Bronx guys are like, what the hell? Listen, all right. This or that. Salsa or merengue?
Salsa. That's
There's
that's it.
I could listen. I can merengue with the best of them, but there's nothing like the lyrics, like the melody, the dance moves, the feeling, like dancing. I remember dancing with my dad on the stoop of our Come on,
It's the
summers
best.
were the best.
And what's so crazy is that the music that is classic from salsa, you could listen to it to this day, and it's like it just came out.
It still slaps.
Slap,
Like
slap.
yo, the other day I was in a salsa mood, but it wasn't for good reasons. But then I was like, stop, I'm honest. It wasn't for good reasons. I was in my feelings, and I was over here like this after 2 songs. It takes all the pain away. I'm just saying. This or that. Books or magazines?
Magazines.
I'm a book girl. If you know me, like I'm a nerd at heart. I swear. I like to read. I like to know things. I like to find like different concepts of things. I don't want to be closed-minded to the world, so I read the hell out of some books and some stuff.
I'm a big magazine guy, especially with
because you need
sports
pictures
industry.
and-
Yeah, and I like to see the see the.
I wasn't throwing shade. I'm
Hey,
just saying,
yo.
like, ooh, pretty. Like I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, but more so for like sports. And then obviously you
Okay.
remember like I don't know if you guys remember like the Word Up magazine, the Vibe magazines.
I mean, of course.
You know what I mean? Like I like to
I remember
read
my
stuff like
first
that.
Word Up magazine. Like I was so proud. I bought it myself. I remember I was in the newsstand, and my first one I was like 7. Like yeah. So Word Up magazine. Okay,
Yep.
I ain't mad at you. This or that. Online or organic dating? I'm gonna let you answer first.
I've done both.
Never done.
I've done both. I mean, online dating is different because it's just different. It's like more so like if you meet the person, is that the person you're gonna meet in person? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know because I'm not.
And then organic is just
For
like
that
when you when you meet somebody and everything
Yeah.
just takes off organically. So I've done a little bit of both. So
Which do you prefer? If you really had to choose, this is this or it's not. Let's do both. I'm gonna tell you, organic for me, but it's not like
I would agree organic just simply because it's not something that you're kind of hiding behind your phone or a laptop or computer. You're just
And people, I don't know, like it's just everything's all great when something's online, right? Like the concept is like, oh, you could be anybody.
Mhm.
And then, but when you meet someone organically, it's like, no, you really meeting. And it's not I'm not saying like because of what they look like or anything. It's just truly like, you know how they are because of how they act. You're getting their vibe, energy, all of that. I don't know what y'all do with this online stuff, but bye.
Bye.
Bye. I've always Even back in the day when my friends were like on, and I'm talking back in the day. What is it, AIM?
Oh
Like,
yeah, AIM, AOL, yeah.
I did not do any of that.
Oh really?
I didn't age, sex, location. We were just joking about this. Hey, Melissa. Like, I never, none of that. None of that. Leave me alone with that. Like, I want to see you. I want to know how you are. I want to, do you dance? Everybody could say they could dance, right? All of that. It's, I don't know. That's just me. Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
I
Sunset.
don't know about this one because I love them both. I love the sunrise because I feel like it just gives you hope. Like it's just like a beautiful, like, okay, I woke up to this. Sunset is just like, how can you not love it? So I don't know. If I had to choose, sunset. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like the sunset. The sunsets are pretty dope.
Yeah.
Depending on, depending
I
on
like 'em
locations
both
too.
because I've taken pictures. I love, like, I feel like outside is art too. So I take pictures of a sunset. Like, I'm driving early from, like, at work and I'm like, yo, this is so pretty. But yeah, sunset because of the vibe, because the night is cooler. Like, you could do more. So sunset for me. Cat or dog?
Neither. I'm allergic.
Look at me.
Okay.
Well, everybody knows I have my dog. If you don't know, now you know. I'm allergic highly to cats, but I love animals altogether. So I'm gonna say dog, obviously, but.
I like to see them from afar, but like when I get next to them,
hyperallergenic ones.
any of them, I'm telling you, it's bad. I get next to them, if I sit in the room with them and I know.
Sometimes people are like, oh, my cat's in the other room, and I'm still can't breathe.
That's it.
I know.
And I
I'm
know
like,
at that point,
here.
I'm like,
He
oh
was
no.
here.
I was like, oh no, I gotta get out of here.
No, I love dogs.
My eyes
Not
swell
gonna
up,
lie.
they water, my nose starts running. I can't stop sneezing. It's bad. And all that Claritin, what is it, Allegra, all that shit don't
Allegra.
work.
That
You know
don't
what
work.
works for me? Vaporub works for me. That's it. That's all that works for me. That's the
Listen,
old school.
He brought in the Latino and old school.
That's it.
Listen, that works for everything. Like,
Yes.
I'd be tired and like I haven't slept. I put a little vapor.
That's it. Night. I know me. That's it.
Your mom used to rub it on your chest.
Yeah.
I can't stand you. You so Puerto Rican.
Yeah. That's
Vapor rub.
Vaporub is a
But you
big
can't
strand
say
of-
you can't say vapor rub if you're Latino.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say it right.
Vaporub.
Yeah, that. He
Vaporub.
says it better than me.
Nah, I'm half Korean and half Puerto Rican, but my Spanish is better when I
Questionable.
very questionable. But when
Better
I'm
with
on
your
that it's not
You just start getting wepa.
Yes.
Listen, what I've learned, and especially in the industry that we're in, because I feel like it's all together, is all you gotta do is like say a few words out of nowhere, and people will think like you know everything.
Yeah.
Like, wepa at a club, like, you're Latino. You
Nah,
don't have
me.
to have no Spanish skills
Don't have
really
a-
whatsoever.
Don't have a full conference,
no,
full-fledged conversation with. That's not gonna happen.
No, but nobody will know.
Right.
Like you just say, hey. They think you know.
That's
I'm
it.
just saying because my Spanish wasn't good. Growing up, it really wasn't good. My grandma used to be like, "Se habla español en la casa," and I would. Speak
You would have to
Spanish.
learn. Got it.
Yeah, but I always understood it. Always could read it. But yeah, you wepa every once in a while, and people think that you are the Latin friend, the Latin cousin. Yeah, that's how you gotta.
Before I forget, since we're Leos, I gotta give my brother Benny a shout out. My blood brother Benny, another
it's his
Leo.
birthday.
Today is his birthday.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Today is he's friend to the show. He is one of my besties. He is everything. Javi XI is your birthday today. Happy birthday. So
Leo season.
Leo season,
Whoop,
right?
whoop.
Yeah. So happy birthday to Benny and Javi. Okay.
Salute.
One more. Pretty face or personality? I'm gonna let you answer that.
Ooh,
Dang.
I don't know.
And I mean, it doesn't mean that you don't get the prettiest face with the personality, but one or the other. If you had to pick, don't lie.
I mean, people would say they would love to see like a pretty face to see or whatever, but personality.
But
might-
if you
might be
didn't
very true.
have, so like if the pretty face didn't have the personality, which one would you choose? Because what if you like she's gorgeous, but
You gotta have. I mean, if you don't have personality for me to laugh, it ain't gonna.
she'd be like, oh, what was that joke? Have you ever been with like around somebody that you had to explain every joke to? I have.
Sometimes.
And it sucks. So it's always gonna be personality for me because I honestly I don't get impressed by what you look like because God gave you that, right?
That's it.
But who you are is what makes you. So for me, it's always gonna be personality. And do I have more? Nope, that's it.
That's it.
Dang.
Shout out my man Big Ed on the check-in. What up, my boy? You'll be on set August 31st, live at the barbecue at the Nash. We'll be there.
Who else? Tell us more about the Nash real quick before we go.
So we had
and your radio show. I want to know all that real quick.
we had three events at the Nash, all been successful. Obviously, we got a strong team, Jay Johnson, DJ Caesar. Of course,
I haven't
we
met
have
Jay, I don't think. I've seen
you've
it, but yeah.
I'm sure you've seen him.
Mr. Personality. Yeah.
He's
That's what I hear.
I
hear good things. So
Yeah.
hi, I hear good things. I don't think I've officially met him yet, but
we got a strong team. We have Michelle, we have June Security, we have Big Ed opening.
okay.
Live Wire is there, DJ Stamina, Super Pudgy, my brother. Who else we got?
Apparently everybody is gonna be there.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be there.
I gotta go. I gotta get tickets.
I got my man Renee from Connecticut coming down for his birthday. His birthday is gonna be on the 31st, so we celebrating his birthday.
I mean, you're not quite a Leo, but
Nah,
we'll let it
I
slide.
know we gonna let him slide, but it's a Leo. It's an August day, so we gonna let him rock.
Yeah.
And he got the same day as my mother's
But-
birthday on the 31st too.
But I'm not an August Leo.
You're July Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuspy. I'm on the
Cuspy.
Cuspy.
Yeah.
Wait, tell us about your radio show and I know where I can find it because I listen to it every Friday,
Every Friday,
6 to 7.
6 to 7 on the
Okay,
raw
see,
808underground.com.
I could be your promo girl.
Please.
I'm saying.
I see that. So every Friday, 6 to 7 is called the Happy Hour Spot with your boy I Am D-Rock on the raw 808underground.com. Shout out to my man Cool Hands, the greatest engineer in the world. My man Juice XO, he got a show on Thursdays. He's also the producer. Juico, yep, Juice XO.
Okay.
We call him Huguito. We got
I want to call him that. I'm like, Hugo?
we also got Press. He's one of the main guys that runs the platform along with DJ Shu. Shu has a show on Wednesdays. We have a lot of shows on board.
I really do like your radio show.
So if you tune in Fridays, we have a mix called 456 Head Crack Mix. Is with DJ Khaled with the Raw at 4. Then of course DJ K Sounds with the Live at 5 with the Traffic Jams. And then of course, yeah, boy, D Rizzy. We stay getting busy
Oh, jeez.
with the Happy Hour Spot every Friday.
You give a guy a mic. And
Hey, that's part of the hosting gig. I get comfortable now. Before I used to be shy, but now, nah.
I can't see you shy.
Nah, I used to be, believe it or
See,
not.
it's funny. Like I've never been a shy person if you know me. But if you don't know me, you would think I'm like quiet and meek. I'm never that. But the camera thing, this is new for me. So, but now I'm like, I don't even pay attention to the camera.
There you go. But you're gonna get used to it, and you already got shows under your belt. It's gonna get
Even
bigger
better.
and greater.
See, I like what you heard. Manifesting the hell out of my show, and I love it. Thank you. Thank you
very
for being
welcome.
on. I appreciate you.
Thank you for
Anything
having
else?
me.
Tell them where they can find you.
Instagram, TikTok, all social platforms at _IAMDEEROCK. Friday nights, the Happy Hour Spot, the raw 808underground.com. Catch me in the city, in Orlando,
Everywhere.
venue, hosting,
Everywhere.
DJing, having a good time.
Yes, he's everywhere. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate you. Bye, guys.
Ew.
You know where to go.
Peace.
All right.
That was fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just pressing.